I have a theory. We're going to call it the crazy relative syndrome. We all have this family member. The family member that guaranteed every time you get together, Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthdays, weddings, whatever it is, they are going to tell you the same story over and over and over. And usually it grows over time. The story gets bigger, more dramatic. You just know where it's going as soon as the first word comes out of their mouth. We all know that person. We all are a little afraid of being that person. I don't want to be that person. I feel like I don't want to be the person that annoys people. I don't want to be the one that overwhelms them. I want to not be annoying. But the problem is, this affects my communications. This affects my business. This affects my sales. I find myself falling in a rut of being so afraid of repeating myself that I limit my ability to sell. It's kind of weird. I can go in, say, for an interview, and I can tell my life story. And then I can go into another interview and tell my life story. And then another one. And then I start feeling like I just keep repeating myself. I just keep telling everybody this story. Even though in my brain, I know that I'm talking to a completely different person and they didn't know the story that I told to the other guy. And like this video. Now, this is the first time I've talked about this topic. But what's going to happen is, in a couple of days, I'm going to feel like I ran out of things to talk about. Should I repeat this topic? Would I be annoying the YouTube users? Repeating the same stories over and over? So I got my logical part of my brain and the emotional part. The emotional part's like, just, you told the story, go on to a new story. And my logical part's like, this was not saw by anybody. Nobody saw this video. 0 people. So if I tell the story again, who's hearing me repeat the story? So I start looking out and notice what people do. Now, I don't know who you guys watch, but I'm going to guess. Let's throw out some names. Gary Vee, Tim Ferriss, Dave Ramsey, Dr. Laura, any of these people that teach something. If you listen to any of them, when a person calls in or they're up on stage, you already know what they're going to say. You already know the advice you're going to give. You heard the person call in and say, I'm having problems with money because, and whatever they say, you know the answer. Why do you know the answer? Well, you know it because they keep repeating themselves over and over and over, to the point where you know what they're going to say. Yet, here you are. You're still listening to them. You didn't just turn off the show. You didn't flip away from Gary Vee because you knew what Gary Vee was going to say. Gary Vee has been saying basically the same thing now for a decade. We know what Gary Vee is going to say. But we still watch. You go to the, say, Sunday morning news programs. Take your favorite politician. I mean, they repeat. They repeat the same thing, the same message, speech after speech after speech. They go on a Sunday morning program on ABC. Then you flip the channel in the next hour and they're on NBC. And they tell you the same thing, almost the same wording, the same story, the same catchphrase, whatever the buzzword of the day is, and they repeat it over and over and over. If I was on ABC and an hour later I was on NBC, I'd feel really weird about saying the same story. Like, I already put this out there. I broadcast my message. So I don't do it. I don't want to be annoying. I don't want to drive people crazy. So I'm not sure the way to overcome this. But the one thing I have learned from using my logical brain and paying attention to people, I don't think you're going to annoy them until they leave. I don't think it's possible. You might have a few people, but in general, I mean, look at your favorite politician. Like I said, look at Trump. What does he say over and over and over and over and over and over? People still listen. So, when it comes to my business, I sell sex swings. I know, weird business. One product. So it's one product. What can I possibly say? I've written content or created videos about how to use it, how to install it, what makes one better than another, the different brands. I've compared them. And all total, when I get all the way done, I've got about 30 pieces of content. So what do? I don't know. Well, I need to make more. That's it. It's just that simple. Some of my videos have done really well. There's 1 million people that have seen them. But then there's 7 billion people on the planet. So that just, it doesn't make sense. So stop being afraid of becoming your crazy relative. Stop being afraid. Share the story. Repeat yourself like an idiot. And if that helped, see what I got to say tomorrow. Out.